Rock and rolling. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that we had discussed about and see see what happened. All right, so the first order of old business is to have a motion on BB turn down service. That's your motion. So tell us more about it, Dominic.
So yeah, since you're now not working on hosting, I didn't have to change the
Ah, right. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to carry forward and pivot this to another squad, like have somebody else pick this up, or what do you want to? You want to toss it, or what do you want to do with it?
I'm not sure, sir. So, since the other squad is still waiting for my sample, if it's working, they will continue. But if they see it's not working, probably they do want to do that also.
Okay. What I think you can do in this case is you can pivot it to a different squad. Since, of course, Jokja doesn't have essentially on-site hosting anymore, that is essentially a hard place to test out this policy. What if, wait, turn down service was initiated by Squad 2, am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to ask Squad 2 to pick that up and see if they will actually continue the experiment?
Probably yes.
Okay. All right. Who do you want to nominate to pick that up? D1.
Yeah, probably do it.
Right, because D1 was the one who actually came up with this idea, right? All right, so why don't we do this then? I think what we can do is we keep the motion there, and then we pivot to D1 for the follow-up, right? Okay, all right, cool. And this is the template for experimentation. Okay, Ms. Secretary, let's go ahead. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be touching this. So, Ms. Secretary, let's go ahead and delete the part where you're sharing the results. We already know that. Thank you very much for updating us. And also the template on experimentation. I think we've already seen that, so we can delete that too. And, okay, right, the fun part. Now, this is the part about, okay, let's get Wendy here. Okay, Wendy.
Oh, wait, why not time?
Yeah. Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Wendy is not around, so we don't have actually an update on the helmets. And I don't think Eva's here either, actually. So this one has actually been open-ended. In this particular case, I think let's see, let's keep it down for now and come back to it when Wendy gets back. All right, next item of business. So, oh, thank you. All right, we have some. Hey, Rafik, welcome in.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
How you doing?
I was meeting with Rama because Rama will be the dynamic president.
Oh, okay, fantastic. At Rama Village.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good progress there. Okay, so Rafik, we have just discussed some old business. Actually, this actually involves you perhaps. So Dominic's experiment on the turn down service didn't really work out. We don't have any on-site hosting anymore in Jogja. So we suggested to pivot this over to D1 and have D1 try this out. So I'm not sure D1's schedule right now. Do you know where he is?
D1 is night shift today.
Ah, he's doing night shift. Okay, all right. So this actually might be hard to implement because if the person's doing night shift, then they won't be out putting out towel art and these things. But my advice was this: maybe send it to D1 because it was his idea to do turn down service. We want to try that out and see what sort of results we're getting from guests, and we're looking for essentially better reviews and mentions of turn down service. And if they do care about it, then we can do it more often. If they don't really care, then we just restrict it down to just a smaller level. Okay, Wendy isn't here right now. She's at Coco Mart. Not sure why, but she's supposed to follow up on this helmet thing. So that part is it's kind of on a variable. Tell us about this, Dominic. You have some information about bracelets now.
Well, I just got the info. It's the office is in Jogja and they do like custom.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
Rubber.
Rubber, yeah.
Rubber bracelets. Okay.
You can just like custom design, like you can stick a logo of Bukit Vista everywhere.
That's fantastic, actually. Okay. All right. And it's 8,000 per unit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make a decision then. Since it's just us, so should we go? I want to make a motion to actually go ahead and make an order. Does anybody want to second that?
Second.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so is there any discussion about what we need to do about this rubber bracelet?
Currently, we'll have to motion someone to make this time.
Right. Okay, all right. So who do you think, Dominic, can make the design?
Probably the contenting or probably its user. Since in my one I have right now is probably just with the logo there and looks
I think that's great. I think exactly like this UGM one, right? I think this kind of hits the thing pretty well. Just the logo and then the name of the company. Okay, fantastic. And these would be essentially gifts that we give to our guests, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. So what's the minimum order, or is there a minimum order that we need for this?
I don't think so. They have like a minimum order. Probably I will call them later.
Okay, Dominic, I don't think we need to involve content in this. It just extends the cycle. I think I'll just if I can, I'd like to actually put you on a subcommittee, or just a subcommittee of one. I'd like to delegate this to you. So all you need to send them is essentially the logo, and then tell them to write Bukit Vista, and get however many colors you can get. I think we can start with 50 units, yeah? 50. We'll start with 50 units, and if you need to expense it, then just go through petty cash or inform Gigi or Risky that you want to do this. I approved the project already, so I'll put my approval here. Jing approves. And Mrs. Secretary, let's just put this down, right? So Dominic can actually issue the design and put an order in for 50 units. So the design is super simple, just our logo in color, if possible, but just our logo, and then Bukit Vista written exactly the same way that we see here. So instead of, let's say, the Gajah Mada logo, we put the Bukit Vista logo, and then the text on the bracelet will read just Bukit Vista. Yeah. Okay. I don't think. Yeah, that would be very hard to do. Okay. All right. So put in an order for 50 units, and let's start distributing it and see if the guests like it.
Okay.
Okay. Great. But we can't distribute it if Dominic doesn't go out and meet the guests. So okay, just have it around, and maybe we'll send it back to Bali, and we'll see what it does. Okay, so that's my motion. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, is there any further discussion on that?
No.
No. Okay, yes to Rafik.
Do you have a size for that too?
Oh yes, to Dominic.
I think it's all size of.
Oh, okay. So it's like a one size fits all. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah, our first swag product for guests. Huh? So hopefully they'll wear it when they surf. They'll wear it when they do it. Hey, let me ask Laura, just as a quick survey. Laura, can I ask you a quick question? Would you actually wear a rubber bracelet for just for fun, or like? Oh, she does. Okay, all right. So it's something she does already. Okay, yes. So okay, Laura's over here. She's our coworker right now. She's our co-working buddy. Yeah. And she says yes. Okay, so it's something that people actually use. Great. Thank you, Dominic, for coming up with this idea. We'll get this made into actual things. Okay. Pusat gantungan. Okay. Great. Next one. Okay. Vilakanha. All right. This is related to the helmets, and once again, the helmet people aren't here right now, so we will need to pass on this one. Right, over to Rafik. Rafik, the video on guest satisfaction. So, I believe we were going to actually make a video of an overbooked guest and show what that looked like. Any updates from you, Rafik?
So far we don't have overbooking right now.
No overbookings. Wow.
Overbooking is sold by online, so it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
offline. So yeah, so we did instant book guest and then overbooking, and then on that time I will make it the video.
Okay, all right. So essentially the problem is solved then. We don't have any more overbooking, so we don't need to actually record this.
Yeah, we don't have overbooking right now because as an information, Scorchio already unleashed all the yellow and red partner.
Mm-hmm.
So we do it 100% clear now, all in a book. So me and Bayu and Eggy will clear all the
Purge, yeah.
everything. So we don't have any I hope is this month we don't have overbooking anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, if the problem is solved, then I don't think we need the video anymore, right, Rafik?
No,
Because
we
essentially
don't
very
need
few. Okay. Dominic, over to you. How many overbookings have you seen in Jogja recently?
Not so many since we already understood.
Since we purged it. Okay, all right. So maybe overbookings will be like something that our grandfathers used to deal with, but nobody in the future will actually see this anymore. Kind of like an ice truck. If that's the case, then over to you, Rafik. Do you think we still need this video?
Because this one is not on my mark. It's not about the overbooking, so but it's the guest satisfaction.
Okay.
So the guest, I need to because on 5 of August we have 58 night guests at Lebak. I will try to make a video what they feel about our service.
Okay. So this is okay. Got it.
Yeah. We can delete it on the second one.
All right. Very, very well. Thank you, Mr. Rafik. Okay,
Yeah.
over to the secretary. Secretary, please let's delete the Gabby and Om Rafik make a resolution. Okay, thank you very much. All right, and the other one, Rafik, when can we actually get that video about guest satisfaction?
It's 10th of August.
10th of August. Okay.
Yeah.
Mrs. Secretary, let's go ahead and put a due date on that and put the 10th of August. And let's go to the next order of old business. All right, next order of business is from Jing. It's about Arya. Okay, so this is what I understood. Arya and his buddies from Go Clean came to the office back on July 19th. Okay? So their discussion was about how to actually bring Go Clean out to this area. What I understood from the discussion with Go Clean, all they do is actually okay, sorry. Right. What they do is they contract with a wholesale cleaning company. So that means it's just a cleaning service company. And so then they interface with the actual cleaning company by giving the cleaning company orders through Go Clean, and then it's processed by the cleaning company. So what I thought of, why don't we just go to the cleaning company ourselves, right? And organize this. So we're in discussion right now with Bali Cleaning Service, which is a cleaning company out here. They surveyed Lot 8, but I think if we develop a partnership with a cleaning company, then that will help us get all these issues resolved with getting a cleaner here. On another note, we hired an office boy here in the office to help Hilo out, but also to serve as backup should we need somebody to send out into the field to help clean with a certain property. So we want to kind of develop our own, I guess, sort of supply of people who can be ready to serve and clean within the Bukit Vista office even. Yeah? Okay, so that's that. I don't think we're going to rely on Go Clean, and the reason why is they move very, very slowly, and it seems like they have a lot of other priorities too. The last discussion I had with any Go service took months, and in the end, I think it was Go Mart. I don't think it even worked in the end. So this is one of those issues. Okay, let's see. I guess, Mrs. Secretary, we can go ahead and delete this order of business that by Jing. And okay, all right, done. Okay, let's go over to the new orders of business from Dominic. Thank you very much, Dominic, for bringing this up. So, most of the Jogja partners don't agree with the 7-day maximum owner usage. Dominic, over to you for further updates. Okay.
A lot of the partner, like 75% of the partners with this policy, and we have our exponential market with that, we know
Okay, understood. All right, thank you very much, Dominic, for the insight. Let's open this discussion. I think, Rafik, you felt this too as well, as we were offering this to some of our partnerships. Nunlia and I have discussed about this particular issue. We think it could be better to put it this way. 30 days a year, 3-month advance notice. Does that work better?
It's question, sir.
Okay.
This is because I heard from Andy and also with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is for the villas or all the...
Yeah, good question. Okay, so this is for villas in specific, right? I think the way that we're going to need to roll this out is we need some understanding. We're going to need to test out what actually works with what kind of people. So in certain cases, we do think this could be a deal breaker, right? If we do insist on this point, then some partners won't want to work with us anymore. So mainly for villas, I think if the intent is to have it as a holiday home, and you say they can't use it as a holiday home, of course they're going to push back and say that doesn't make sense for me. So we do want to have, let's say, a focus on the revenue target. That's the underlying principle. But we can't get that revenue target if the owner is always filling it up themselves, right? And so then that's very distracting, and that kind of creates friction. We want to sell commitment to the owner to deliver a revenue. So we're essentially saying, let us be your sales and marketing team. We're giving you projections. We're partnering on this, and let's be faithful to these projections. Now, if you take out a lot of the availability, then we cannot hit our revenue projections, and you don't actually have this work out for you. There's Wendy. Okay. Hey, Wendy, welcome back. Wendy, update on the helmets. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna put it.
Okay, great. Okay, so then here's what we need to go through. I think we need to go through some iterations. Rafik, to you. What do you think would be a good availability policy for guest house owners?
Guest house is okay because they have more than 5 rooms.
Yes. Okay.
Right? Because I think we what is called we ignore it. This what is called this. I think this is part of SLA of the MB, right?
Yes, we're trying to make this part of, let's say, the
So I think
SLA
we
owners.
offer the resource. But my question is like this. For example, I give example like Mundaka. You remember Mundaka? Mundaka is really full with us on Airbnb. And we have a lot of guests now over there. But they also use Booking.com because we agree before, right? They use Booking.com, we are Airbnb.
Yeah.
How about that?
Really good question. Okay, so how about
Because,
cases where they're
because
sort of in the middle?
If we tell for the owner use it, that means like for example is Antoine, for example, Antoine going to Bali and they use it, it's only can 7 days for their stay. But if they have a guest or something, what we do?
Okay. In that particular case, I think all new partnerships, Rafik, need to be exclusive. So what happened in the past is what happened in the past, but what happens in the future is essentially these partnerships need to be arranged to have exclusive. So in the case of Mundaka, I think we just let it ride out. And we should have a deadline, though. I think we need to have some sort of cutoff point where we go, all right, if you're happy with us, then you need to go exclusive with us. Otherwise, we constantly have this tension about whether or not we're going to get this to work or not to work. I see it as this, Rafik. We're probably 1% finished with the business that we really want to have. So all the properties that we have right now is 1% of the properties that we want to have in the future. So then it's really important, I think, to set like a clear precedent for that. Okay, to wrap it up into concrete terms, I would say for currently, like we're experiencing this in Binghamton, there's no certainty, there's none of these things. So we need to, I think, forecast at what point we need to switch everybody over and then define the terms. And then just say, okay, this is what it is, or this is what it is, and if you're either with us, you're with us. If you're not, then please go off and try your own thing, your own way. We think that this is the most sustainable way. Okay, but I need your feedback, Rafik, too, and perhaps the feedback of the rest of the team. Can we set a limitation of availability for owner use on guest houses? Does that make sense? And that's an open question right now. Okay, well, let me make a motion. All in favor of setting a limitation for owner availability on a guest house, please vote in favor now.
The second one or the first one?
I need a second first. Sorry, I need a second. I motion to have a limitation on the number of available days for owners on guest houses. Do I have a second on that?
This one is no. This one is
No second.
a company
Okay.
that-
All right. Here's the reason why.
that-
Look at Nusa Penida, right? Nusa Penida right now is getting jam-packed full of owner bookings. Or let's say over here at Puja, right? We worked months on Puja, and Puja's jam-packed of the owner's bookings. So we don't put a limitation on the number of days that the owner can actually take into availability. Then we don't really have a partnership. We just have an agency agreement, right? So we're just an agent just like everybody else, but our commitment into this thing is far greater than an agent. So then we have an imbalance in commitment. So my question is, how do we make sure that, let's say, the content team and the rest of the revenue management team and the community doesn't waste their time with a partner who's essentially just having us around to take some bookings, but they don't really want any of the other things? Open for discussion. Yes, terrific.
Okay, on this particular case is because will be on my workshop for next week, sir.
Hmm.
So this must be like every squad must be remarked with the
Mm.
green zone or red zone of the partner.
Hmm.
Because until now, I don't know which is red zone at squad one,
Mm.
which one is red zone in squad two, which one is red zone at what is called squad 3 and 4. We must make that one because if we made like a red zone on that one, we can do the extension.
Mm. Okay.
Because now we only know Ujaya for booking like this.
All right.
But now, as I know, if we can specific know the guest house, for example, like Pondok Kita, for example, Pondok Kita is fully management,
Hmm.
exclusive with us. I think we cannot have like that agreement. Now,
Hmm.
if they don't exclusive to us,
Ah, of
we must
course.
go up.
Of
If
course.
they exclusive to us,
Right.
we must have this agreement.
Okay, got it. So if they're
That's
exclusive
my
with us, then
advice.
we have essentially a limitation on underuse.
Yes.
If they're not exclusive, then okay. All right, very good point. Let me also ask the committee the question. Does everyone know what red, green, and yellow zone means? Let's go to Wendy. Wendy's one of our newest people here. So Wendy, do you know what a green zone property is?
Green zone is when you're like how to say it in English. Yeah, like we can control it.
Okay,
I
all
mean
right.
like 100% us.
Okay,
And
so
the yellow zone is like we have to still communicate with the owner.
okay,
And the red zone is like I think we don't have full control of that because it's
okay. No full
Like
control,
that's
partial
like-
control, and full
that's
control.
the main idea.
Okay.
I got it. I asked that to Mas Chris in paper, and he already answered.
Oh,
but
right.
I don't
It
know
was a
how
huge.
to.
Yeah, I remember that response. Okay. Anybody have any further comments on what Wendy said? Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add or subtract? No? Okay, terrific.
Uh, uh, green zone is mean exclusive to us. Exclusive is mean it's 20% and everything is fully management with us. That's because this is green zone with the community zone. It's not with the availability or something on hospitality.
Okay. Perfect.
The, yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay, we have actually different understandings now, I think, of green, yellow, and red. My understanding of green zone is that green zone is safe to book, right? It was made as a reservation tool so that if anybody saw that it was in the green zone, it is essentially, all it means is not exclusive or anything. It means that it's a fully synced calendar and it is safe to book. And you can just go ahead and take the booking, right? Whether it's a request, instant book, it's safe. Yellow means you have to ask for permission and you have to like coordinate with the owners and it's a little bit like unsure. Red zone means that it has failed multiple times and overbooked and canceled and whatnot. So it doesn't. It's a little bit different from exclusivity. Exclusive means that it's safe to book and they only work with us, right? So in the case of Mundaka, I think Mundaka is green if I'm right.
Yeah.
In Canggu, is green, but it's not exclusive because they still have actually their own channels and such. So we're looking actually in two different dimensions in terms of green, yellow, and red, right? I think what this is essentially a tag for what is the market building agreement. Is it a version 1 agreement? Is it a version 2 agreement? Is it a version 3 agreement? Is it a version 4 agreement? Is because we essentially have. Oh wait, you guys might not know this. Are you aware of the market building roadmap? Nope. Okay. Let me illustrate what the market building roadmap is. So does everybody know what version control means? Okay. Let me ask Rian. Rian, what is version control?
No idea about
Okay. Maha, what is version control?
that. Version control.
Wendy, what is version control?
No idea.
Okay. We talked about it at the all hands. Okay. All right. Let's go to Dominic. Dominic, what is version control? Okay. Rafik. Okay. All right. Here. Sales projection analysis. Right. I think we need to ask more questions at the all hands. All right. This is version control. remember my sales projection analysis here, which we talk about during the all hands, right? This is version control. So version control essentially shows what version of the system you're using. So the first system that we were using for revenue projections for the oil company was based on this, right? There's the growth percentage model, and we noticed that that wasn't working. So we created a new version. This was the June version, right? And we used a slightly different version, and we added inputs. These were the things that we were going to do, and these are the things that we needed to improve. Then the third version came out, and that was that, and that was that, and now we're on the fourth version, right? So version control is essentially tracking each stage of what you intend to do and what the thing are. The other thing of version control is, let's say, everybody who's here. Everybody who's here is on a different cohort, right? So Rafik's first cohort, Dominic I think is third, and Maha is third, and you guys, Wendy and Rian, are on fourth cohorts. So each version of people coming into Bukit Vista is receiving different training, receiving different core value stuff, receiving different inputs, right, for their development. So in the way that it applies to market building, I think we need to keep track of what Rafik was actually asking. What is green zone? What is yellow zone? But I think what you're asking is actually, what is the version they're on, right? Are they on the latest type of market building agreement, or are they on some older type of market building agreement? So this is the version control right now that we have for market building, all right? So we're on the sixth version. So we essentially in each version offer something, a package that is a little bit different, a little bit more, we learned from the previous version and we change it, right? So, oh, the owner pays for Tokit now. I didn't know that. Okay, but essentially we're on fifth version.
Next version.
The next version, owners will pay for Tokit. Nice. Okay, all right. Fantastic. Might as well, right? Yeah. And there is a reason for that, Rafik, right? The reason for that is essentially Tokit actually has revenue management software built into it. And it costs $500 a month to actually program that in. If we can actually ask the owners to pay for that, then we can get actually that running, and that's good, right? So, and it's also a test to see if they really understand revenue management or not. If they don't want to pay for it, it means that they don't really understand revenue management, right? Okay, so essentially we're on the fifth version of market building right now, and this is these are the new terms that we're discussing right now. The 7 days per month, that doesn't seem to work, let's say for villas or for guest houses. What does work though? Let's open up a discussion for that. Back to that idea. What would actually work as a sustainable way to get availability on guest houses? Over to you, Rafik.
7 days per month, this will be okay, so for guest house.
Okay, so we limit the owner use to 7 days a month on guest houses. Okay, so that you can sell whatever you want, but 7 days per room per month, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and that gives us enough availability to prevent cases like puja from happening again, to prevent cases like where the owner runs away and takes too many direct bookings and starts filling out the calendar themselves. I like that. Is that a motion, Rafik?
Yes, I put a motion because it's a 7 day a month for
Guest houses,
guest
okay.
house.
All right, fantastic. Is there any second for the motion? Okay, if there's no second, then let's have a further discussion. All right, Maha. Oh, okay, Rian. You're on no screen. Rian, put up your hand. Okay, Rian seconds the motion. Is there any further discussion on this motion for 7 day limitation per room per month for a guest house? Yeah. So let's say, for example, there's let's say 10 rooms. So the owner can sell 70 room nights in the or can have access to 70 room nights, but the rest of the room nights belong to Bukit Vista, right? Because you're holding us accountable to revenue projections, right? So how can you hold us accountable if you're going to take away the availability? And furthermore, availability has impact to ranking. Ranking has impact to price. So by not giving us enough availability, they're essentially asking for a cheaper price, right? Because the rooms just don't show up as much. Okay, so let's go back to this discussion then. Okay, so the motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion about this? Okay, to Wendy, any thoughts on your side? Okay, over to Dominic. Any thoughts on your side?
So yeah, the thing is, if we have a revenue manager that will have accommodation, probably the owner in Jogja will agree with this
Okay, so we need a revenue manager in Jogja to patrol and make sure that the
Oh,
revenue.
yeah. So because so far I didn't tell them that we will have a revenue projection for the.
Ah, right. So we're only giving drawbacks without any benefits yet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it could be that. It could be like they don't see what the benefit is if they don't see what the projections are. Okay.
Yeah.
Good point. In general, we're just asking about like whether this is a good idea or not, right? So yes, we are assuming projections are going to come out for Jogja properties for all properties in the future. But in order for the projections to work, we also need to have a secure availability on the supply side. Okay. Point noted, Dominic. Any further discussion on this? Okay. If there's no other discussion, then let's just vote on it. All right. All in favor of this motion, please raise your hand. Okay, that's pretty much everyone. All right. All against, please raise your hand. Okay. And if you're not sure, please raise your hand. Okay. All right, Dominic. Let's hear it. What is the point of uncertainty in your particular case?
Because like the problem here, the reason why we ask. So far, I told them the reason why we have like a limitation for owner usage because it's regarding the algorithm in OTA, so they are making it broke down because they're always blocked calendar. But the case also like actually the owner didn't have guests except their family there, so they're afraid if they are like using the place for their family and they actually didn't have a guest.
Right. Okay. We need to actually get the owner to think more like a partnership too. And we had this discussion yesterday with an owner. So yes, if they have reserved it for their family and if they've reserved it for a guest and there's an overbooking, then who gets kicked out, right? Is that the situation? So the action point is here. So it all goes with the calendar. So whatever the calendar says, the person who is not on the calendar has to move out, right? So if it is our guest that's not on the calendar, then we must relocate our guest. If it's their person, they must relocate their person. Why is this good? Because essentially, what we're really trying to sell is revenue management, right? What we're really trying to sell is your property should get this much, this much, this much. This will screen out owners who are not too keen on revenue, right? And just keen on using the property as a toy or just for people who come by and don't really have a real interest in it. If we tell them, hey, look, this is the thing, then they won't agree to it because I prioritize my family's visits over my revenue. I think we need to explain that too, what that means. You can't have both, right? You can't have like I want to be rich and I want all my friends to also use the villa at the same time. So they're going to need to make a choice which one they are going to prioritize. And yes, some owners might actually say differently, but the rules are clear, right? We just say that as long as you block it out on the calendar, as long as it's there, then of course your friends and family can use it. No problem. But if you forget or if you do these things that are essentially spontaneous, then we go with the calendar and we agree that the calendar is the mission. And I think they'll buy it because long-term wise, they want that long-term revenue and it's owner involvement that usually breaks down why do we have so many unfulfilled requests, right? Why do we have, is it because nobody hits accept? No, it's because the calendar is unreliable. We don't know what's going on. It's all very yellow and red. And so that's the part we need to get certain in order to grow Jogja again, right? So that's my input into that discussion. Does that make sense, Dominic?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. So, all right, so what we've done is we've passed this motion already. So let's bring it up to the market building team that we think that this is essentially a good idea. The 7-day limitation on guest houses per room per month can be okay. Do we need a time frame for when they need to make this booking? Can these be last minute, or do these need to be reserved 7 days ahead, or 10 days ahead, or no time limit? Okay, Rafik.
Sorry, sir. I just stopped
Okay.
with.
Do we need to put, like, say, an advanced notice for these 7 days? Do these need to be notified 7 days before, or is there like a booking window for when we are going to allow this to happen, or can that be any time? Right, because if you think about it, if it's any time, then once again, overbooking, risks, and all these other things can start happening.
We must have notice in terms of.
Okay, and how much notice would you like to have?
That is 7 days in advance, right?
Yeah. So okay, 7 days a week. notification 7 days before arrival. Yeah? Okay, all right, so that's an amendment on the motion. Is there a second on that amendment? Okay, it's been seconded by Rian. Is there any more discussion on that amendment? Nope? Okay, let's put it to a vote. All in favor of the amendment, please vote now. Okay, all right, great. All against, please vote now. Okay, the ones in favor have it. So let's go ahead and put that in, Mrs. Secretary. So this is a motion from the hospitality chapter, 7 days per room per month, 7 days in advance for the heads up. Hey, Gabby, welcome in. Okay, let's go to the villa complexes and such. Villas. The villa proposal right now for market building is 30 days a year, 30 days a year with 3-month advance notice.
Sorry, there.
Okay, so the proposal from market building right now, and we're going to discuss this in the hospitality guild, in the hospitality chapter, is 30 days owner use a year, 3 months in advance notice. So the owner can use 30 days a year. Why? We had discussions with a bunch of owners, and their holidays are 2 weeks, right? And especially if they're large villas, they don't want to move. They don't want to like go a week here, a week somewhere else. So they want to stay in one spot. So they need essentially, the holidays are kind of weird, right? So what I understand is essentially not everyone has holidays at the same time, but they need essentially a continuous block so that as people come in and out, they have like, continuous block. So this is much more than 7 days for the calendar season. So they need a bigger chunk of time. Otherwise, our value thing doesn't really work for their needs. This has been expressed twice already by 2 different owners here in Bali. So we then pivoted away from the 7 days a month to 30 days a year. We think that this is enough so that any owner personal use will cover, but not too much where they start taking bookings, right, on their own and start like essentially putting in their own guests. So the proposal is 30 days a year for the owner use with 3 month in advance notice. So no last minute bookings, no sort of unplanned arrivals. Just if you want, please block your calendar today for next year, right? And so we know essentially what the availability looks like. Yeah? Okay. Is there any discussion about this particular proposal for the villa side of the business? Over to you, Mahat. Nope? All good? I think in Bingen, is there any owner that uses their villa for more than 30 days?
No, just 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks at a time,
2
right?
weeks.
Okay.
Maximum 3.
Okay. Okay. Per visit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
All right.
Family.
Great. Over to Dominic. Any sort of pushback from anybody in Jogja that would, let's say, not agree to these terms?
Yes.
Okay. How often do the owners use their villas in Jogja?
Actually, they're not often, but they are afraid like if they are couple want to use their guest house and their family and business that their business already
Okay.
available, and then and in this term like the guest is also after like no one there, no guests, like so.
Oh, so why not just use it then, spontaneously, yeah? Okay, we might need to create a separate agreement for Jogja. Let's do this, Dominic. Can I delegate to you? Create some sort of terms of how many days the owner should use it, how much advance notice do we need? And then I think we have a framework to then put into the new MOUs for owner use. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm nominating Dominic to essentially come up with a proposal for the Jogja owners, something that fits their needs, but also keeps enough availability into the system. Remember, when we say easy yeses to owners in the beginning, that makes it hard work later on, right? So for reservations, for canceling requests, for getting revenue, it makes it more difficult. So do think about that in terms of what the proposal will be. Okay, Mrs. Secretary, let's just go ahead and say that Dominic will have a proposal for the owner sort of terms, just 2 variables, how many days a year, and then how much advance notice, right? Guest houses in Jogja, I think, should work the same way, right? 7 days per room per month. No changes on that. All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. That covers most of the business. Let's go over to Wendy. Wendy, updates on the helmets, please.
So I asked my brother to help me to find the person because I think he knows more than I.
Okay.
Because I never done this before. So I asked him, and he contacted one of his friend, and he said that he will give me the update at Friday.
Okay. All right. All right, so we have a single source here from Wendy's brother's friend.
Helmets, right?
Yeah, for 6 helmets. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit concerned about this because now we're like 3 jumps away, right? We're on Wendy, her brother's friend. So this generally has a very loose structure, and also there's a very long feedback loop on this one. Does anybody else know any helmet suppliers in Bali or elsewhere?
Imam Bonjo, sir.
Imam Bonjol. Yes, thank you very much, Gabby, for piping in. Gabby, does the Imam Bonjol helmet supplier have customizable helmets? Over to Gabby.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat that?
Can the helmet supplier on Imam Bonjol customize helmets? Can they
Yes, it's a customizable helmets factory.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, do you have the contact to that?
Sign just across the first and only SPBU there.
Oh my God, so you already know. Okay, Gabby, can we get a quotation from your side as well? I'd like to nominate you to get us a quotation for an order of 6 helmets. So all we need to do is ask him, okay, if we order 6 customized helmets, just 3 colors, right? Just the Bukit Vista logo, probably on the back, and that's it. How much would that be? When do you think you could come back to us with a quotation?
Okay, sir.
How long would that take to get a quotation?
Today I will go there on my way back
Okay,
and I'll
fantastic.
info it to Windy and share the place.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
we can-
Okay, all right. So Wendy and Gabby are both working on this particular helmet quotation. Mrs. Secretary, let's go ahead and put it on. So Gabby will come back today with a quotation for 6 helmets at the helmet factory place in Imam Bonjol. I didn't know there's helmet factories in Bali. That's fantastic. Okay, that's that. Just an update for everyone else. We are going ahead with Dominic. She's going to get some rubber bracelets for us. We're putting in an order of 50 units, and once these units are made, most likely we'll bring them back to Bali and we'll start distributing them to guests, and maybe ourselves too. And essentially this becomes our new Bukit Vista swag. The intent is to see if guests actually like it, and they start wearing it, and they start talking about it, and they start Instagramming it, and we're looking for feedback from it. But that is already moved ahead, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, Rafik is working. Yes, to Rafik.
Next week I will doing the workshop to be how to be a great host part 2.
Oh yes.
Then timing management for the host, because now I see the leg for the operational.
Okay, great.
Is to what is called to reduce the operational issues.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Rafik. Okay, great. So Rafik will give a talk next week on a workshop on how to be a great host part 2, and this time we'll record the whole thing. Okay, that pretty much settles all the old and new business on. Yes, Dominic.
Sir, I think I still have like one new business.
Yes, Dominic, go ahead.
It's from the owner relation also. So the partner have
Oh,
their
sorry.
company,
Okay.
and then they're like, oh, so Oma Berlin have a guest that would like to extend the stay, but they already informed us, and then they also informed me that they have their own trip local with lower price.
Oh, right. Okay. We're offboarding Oma Gurjan, am I right?
Not sure, sir.
Okay.
Oma Gojung is off board on Traveloka only. Sir.
Okay. I think this is an off-board partner because essentially they're doing things that are look. Here's the way I see it, Dominic. This partnership won't last, right? I know we put quite a lot into it, but essentially if the partner has their own OTA and they're doing all these things on their own, then essentially they're already lost, right? So what we really need to do is focus on partnerships that are good and strong and not waste time with partnerships that are kind of lossy and have a lot of doubt and whatnot. We want to make it clear in the future. If you work with Bukit Vista, you work with Bukit Vista. If you don't, then you don't. And you leave, you go and do your own thing. But you don't work like kind of halfway with Bukit Vista, right? Just like a hotel brand. You don't like halfway work with Marriott. You don't halfway work with Hyatt. You sort of work with them and these are the terms. Or you don't and then you leave. So with Oma Gurjan, I think this is essentially an SLA violation. This is just annoying to have. And we, I think, can approach them and say, please get this out of there because this is not really compliant to the vision that we have for the future, right? And these are the new MOU terms. And so this shouldn't be allowed to happen. This is very distracting and disruptive for guests, right? It's like, the owner's offering something else cheaper than us. And so it's not good for guest experience. It's not good for community management. It's essentially like just bad stuff. I believe Oma Gurjan is on the no partner list. No, I saw that they're not. They're on the no. Rafik thinks it is, Dominic's not sure. I'm not sure now. So
Yeah, it's like in 50-50, like partnership or not, since like
Okay.
we have like a lot of configuration with their property.
sure. I think the easiest way to resolve that is to just show them the new MOU and say, hey, look, moving on forward after this peak season, these are the new terms. Are you with us? Or are you not with us? Right? And then they can decide on their own. They can decide, no, I don't want this. And okay, great. When they say no, then just quietly turn off the listings, right? And then do the termination offboarding. If they say yes, then now you have a solid partner. Then you can start growing instead of being like, what's going on? Are they cheating on me? Are they doing all this weird stuff? Got it? Okay, great. So Dominic, that's pretty clear now, yeah? In terms of what we do with partners with other partners. Yeah. Okay, Bukit Vista is in a monogamous relationship, so we don't have polygamy going on. We don't have like all this dating behind our back. Okay, thank you very much then. So that covers that. Let's appoint our next chair. So next chair can be, let's see, are we doing alphabetical in this group? I think we were. Okay, Evan didn't show up today, so the chair went to me. The next chair after Jing should be Maha. Maha's not here.
Maha's in the toilet.
Maha cannot accept the nomination. So the next chair will then go to Rian.
Rian.
Okay, you ready, Rian? Okay. Oh, sorry. The secretary is going to do that, and the next secretary will be Jing.
All right.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Good pair.
Good pair. Great. All right. So this finishes this hospitality chapter meeting. Motion to adjourn and restart the reservation meeting.
Second.
Okay. All right. Great. So what we did is we decided to now roll into reservations because everyone here is already for hospitality. So let's talk about reservations. So reservations is actually pretty fast and simple. Look, first, okay. So new meeting now. Who is the chair? I'm the chair, and Alvin's the secretary. We didn't appoint a new chair yet. So, this is a move over. So this is a move over from yesterday because we decided to move it to today. The new secretary, Alvin's day off today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. So I need a new secretary. I'll keep my existing secretary since she's doing a great job. Dominic, can I nominate you to be the secretary for the reservation meeting?
Okay, sir.
All right, fantastic. Go ahead and put your name on, and let's go ahead and put August 1st as the day here. Recorder. Oh yeah, we have a new name for the recorder. The recorder is now the engineer. So yeah, so the engineer is especially responsible for setting up the documentation process and getting all the equipment ready before the meeting. Yeah. So motion to change that recorder role to engineer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Mrs. Secretary, let's go ahead and change the recorder to engineer, and let's change the dates from July 31st to August 1st. All right, let's go into the new business, or the old business first. So RES Guild opens up this paper. So if you are confused or you need quick access to the Guild paper, just write Res Guild. Res Guild gets us there. That's just FYI, so if we can delete that, Mrs. Secretary, from the old business. And sorry, actually, I solved this problem. So we were looking for a time to put the Reservation Guild so that it wouldn't conflict with other meetings. Yesterday we conflicted with the Squad 2 sync up because whatever, but now I think this is a much better time. So I think we can delete both orders of business from old business, yeah? For leadership and SLAs. Okay, so what do you do if the guest asks for a long stay price at the property? Jing will create a worksheet on how to set up the long-term price. Look up at the occupancy rate of the month, and then multiply by the daily rate. Okay, so people have come up to me and they ask me, "Hey, Jing, how do we come up with a rate for a long-term stay, for a 30-day stay, for a month-long stay?" And so this is my method. This is my formula. Okay, so what I would do is essentially do this. So you look at VB stats. Let's say, for example, let's go around and see what Peter's for. If a guest puts up on an inquiry, what's the rate for Puerto Sabina for a month? And there is no rate yet. What do you? Okay, no idea. All right,
No idea.
let's go to Maha. Maha, what would you guess would be a good rate for a monthly rate?
Yeah, so first I just calculate the rate from the daily rate for
Mhm.
the next 30 days.
Okay.
And then if the guest asking for a discount, I reach out with it.
Okay, all right. So Ma's method is to take the daily rate, multiply by 30, and then if the guest asks for a discount, then of course he would ask me, and I would give him a discount figure. Okay, interesting. Over to Rafik. Rafik, what is your method?
25 days free, sir.
25 days for 5
No,
days.
no, 25 days is paid,
Uh-huh.
5 days is paid.
Okay, good. So, okay, Rafik has a different model. It's 25 days of paid and 5 days free. Okay, to Dominic, do you have a formula in your mind of how to estimate a monthly rate?
I'm using the base actual rate multiplied by the number of the days they would like to stay and with like 30% discount.
Give a 30% discount. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have different methods. So Maha uses the most aggressive method. He takes the daily rate, multiplies by 30. Rafik gives 25 days and then 5 days free. Dominic gives 25% discount. What about you, Rian? What do you think would be a good formula for calculating the rate?
The rate, like the normal rate.
The monthly rate, yeah, the monthly
The
rate.
monthly rate. I will just check to the Airbnb and then go to the date and then just like Dominic and then just count how many guests that will come and then the date.
Okay,
Multiply by 30, and then
all right.
back to you after the discount.
Back to the availability. Great. Okay. This is something that is a good question. This is what I think is a good answer. All right. So these are all really good ideas, and this to me seems like the idea I'm going to present right now seems to me the most logical idea. All right. So it's based on the occupancy of that month. Okay. What is the occupancy of the month, and then multiplied against 30, then multiplied to the daily rate. So if let's say Maha, right, is taking where he's taking all 30 days and then multiply it. Well, that's not really fair to the guest, right? Because if I buy 30 nights, why am I paying the same rate as like a daily night? Your cost, for example, right? If you're renting it out per day, it's going to be much higher than you rent it out per month, much higher than you rent it out per year, because you're getting a bulk rate. Why does that make sense, right? Because if your landlord tried to sell day by day, they wouldn't get 100% occupancy, right? They would have gaps, they would have these days. So there's no way that they can reasonably expect to sell every single day in that entire room at the daily rate. Am I right? Right? So then it's really just about this question. How many days are you currently selling at the daily rate? What's the occupancy level? And then I take that, and that is the monthly rate. Does that make sense? Say, for example, Kakul here, right? Kakul got a 40% occupancy rate in June, okay? So, I know we don't have 100% availability and visibility. This is the problem with non-exclusive deals, right? So they have higher occupancy and we can't see it. But let's say Kakul had a 40% occupancy rate all through us and 30 days. So they really only sell 12 room nights per month in every room. And then we multiply that by 100,000. Okay, so your monthly rate is actually 4.8 million. So Kakul is getting 4.8 million now from each room that sits in Kakul, right? Through daily guests will pay 4.8 million, then you already make profit because you don't have to do the check-ins, you don't have to do the turnover and all the things. So if I can get you one guest that's consuming the same amount of room nights as a monthly guest, then shouldn't you be happy, right? You're essentially getting that already. Okay, the difference is that 12 room nights have different operational costs from 30 room nights. So then plus 18 times whatever the estimate they have for what the daily operational expense. No, we should know how much does it cost to run a room full every day, right? So we don't know that. We've been doing this for what, 7 years, and we still don't know what I think in general is around 30,000 a day, right? So 5.4 million, 5.3 million should be the cost. So that takes into account how the utilities and everything run in the background. So then that would be a really good monthly figure. Make sense? Okay. Now once again, this doesn't work if Kakul is taking, and that changes this. But this metric, this way of making the calculation, I don't know if everybody will understand it for what the daily running cost is of that.
Daily running cost.
A daily running cost. So we essentially say that, okay, this is consuming 18 nights of other things, right? You can put a profit in that too, right, as well. Maybe it's 40,000, whatever it is. But that's basically the cost of running the room. So there's no loss there. You're essentially getting a single booking that costs guest is also paying for the additional utilities that they use for the nights.
Yeah.
How confident would you be about making this own projection yourself?
Not really, since I don't really understand what, where you got
The 40%.
40%.
Ah, the 40. Sorry, it actually should be 39.3%,
So
right?
you just,
Yeah, I just rounded it out. Okay, so let me be entirely accurate. So it's 39.33%,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
what the monthly sale price for June is. Thank you for catching me on that. I make too many of these mental shortcuts. So yeah. Okay, so this is just a little exercise to kind of get us in the mindset of that. That you can kind of explain to any owner, and they should be like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I get one guest instead of getting multiple guests. I get the same amount of money, and then the guest pays for the running cost of the extra nights. Okay.
So,
Yes, to Gabby.
question: what if owner already set some net price for monthly price?
Oh, then we just use that, right? So if the owner already has a net monthly price, then there is no question about what that should be. We're discussing about like if there is no monthly price, what do we do? So we can do nothing, and then the deal just slips away, right? But what we can think this is a fair price for what you are offering, and it's rational. It's based on logic. It's based on something that is not just I just came up with this number, and that becomes a basis for negotiations, right? In a negotiation for a monthly price, in a negotiation for a monthly rate, what should we do? Guest sends an inquiry, says, hey, look, can I get a monthly discount? What should we do? Over to, well, Rafik should already know this, but let's go over to Rian. Rian, oh, part of your test. Okay, Rian, how do you set up a deal for a special case like that?
That acts a discount for a long stay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just happened to me the day early this morning, and
Great.
Yeah. The only answer I have is just I try to get back to my teams first, and ask about how many discounts you can get. Like, yeah, because I have no idea how to get discount that.
No, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it.
Okay.
All right.
It's
Maha,
been lost then.
Maha, how would you do that?
So first of all, I will ask him how many budget do they have,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will just talking with you.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Still with you, and then
Yes. Yes. Very good. You need to buy time, right? So this person has sent inquiries over, and truly they've sent it to multiple hosts. So they've sent this, hey, can I get a monthly rate? Can I get a monthly rate? Can I get a monthly rate? They probably sent it to 6, 7 other hosts. You need to get back to them and say, hey, okay, all right, I'm going to engage with you so you can talk to me, right? I'll give you a deal. But what is your best offer, right? I know here in Indonesia everyone asks for budget, but a lot of like foreigners, they feel a little bit weird when you ask that because it's like saying, if I give you my budget, then you're going to charge me that much, right? So what I think you can say to drive that is, all right, let's say right now I estimate that the daily price times 30 is this is what the monthly rate would be, right? You can just tell them that, but I'm willing to negotiate. What is your best offer? Okay, what is your best offer? Tell them what you think it costs. I think Maha is actually the best one on setting the expectation level, right? You can never go wrong with any owner by saying that this guest is going to pay 30 days, right? All at daily rates. Who would say no to that? That's very easy. So you can tell them that it's just the daily rate times 30, but we're willing to negotiate. What is your best offer? Send that over to them, okay? As soon as you send that over to them, ask me. Ask the owner even, right? Ask the owner. Don't ask me because then I have to go ask the owner too. Ask the owner, hey, look, we have a deal right now. We think that you should take it because it's a monthly deal. How much would you need, right? And then get that owner to give you a number, okay? If they don't know how to give the number, use this formula, all right, to help think it out. Use your occupancy times the number of room nights times your rate, then added to the extra nights that guest will use, okay? So then use that as to give them like, oh, I don't know what the monthly rate is. What should it be? You're Bukit Vista. You guys are experts. So use this formula to give them that number. And then get that number from the owner. Now you have power. If you have the number from the owner, you have power. Then you just wait for the guest, right? Guest comes back to you and the number is higher than the owner's number. You have a deal, right? So the guest says, my budget is 6 million, and the owner says 4 million is fine. Then you have a deal, right? So then you can transact. If the guest says essentially my budget is 4 and the owner wants 5, then you don't have a deal. Then you can either go back to the owner and say, well, the guest is only offering 4. Do you still want it and pay Bukit Vista commission for it? And they can say, yeah, that's fine. You know, I was negotiating anyways, right? I could use the money. And then you have a deal again, okay? If there's a no on both sides, then you don't have a deal and it just goes away, okay? Make sense? And if you really want to get an A plus, if you really want to get an A plus on this, you tell the content team, put in a content request to put in a monthly price for that particular thing. Go back to the owner and say, all right, this particular one didn't work, but next time I can save you some time. Tell me what your monthly rate is. Can I apply this monthly rate to future guests? Okay? And then, if you can, then you've gotten that information, put in a content request, and then we can start selling this without having to go through this process ever again, all right? Because then we just put in the monthly rate, the owner's already agreed to it, and then that's done. Okay, what do you think? Rafik, over to you for discussion.
I think it's Airbnb and content team already apply for monthly discount on Airbnb. So.
Ah, right. But what I mean, if there is no monthly rate and we've discovered it, then I think we can content request it and put it in. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But mostly all the listing I see it all.
Oh, they already have monthly discounts. Okay, I wasn't aware. Very good. But once again, I don't know if all the owners have in the past or in the future have offered monthly rates. It's just a good thing to keep in mind. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Good. All right. Was that fun? No. Let's keep on going then. So math stuff. Okay. So this essentially, I think, is a best practice for reservations. So I'd like to maybe move it to. Oh wait. No, this is a zoo animal. Yeah. Ooh. Where do we put it? Okay. What do you guys want to call this? Oh wait, this is a snake, right? I think a long stay is called a snake. No? Let's see. Let's see. A what?
Anaconda.
Anaconda. Like a really long stay, yeah?
Anaconda. Anaconda.
I know you like that anaconda. All right. Hey, we already have it. Bafangulu. Okay. All right. So. Okay, there is our anaconda. There is our snake, right? So we already have this, and okay, it's funny when we have to revisit it. Forgot. Okay, put this on the quiz night, yeah? Rafik, put it on the quiz night. What's an anaconda, and how do we deal with an anaconda? Yeah, snake.
I want to talk with you about the quiz night. Maybe
Sure.
you and me we can make a question.
Sure.
Maybe next week after the.
Okay, yeah, right after putting that, we can have like quiz night on next Monday. I think that'd be fun. Okay, fantastic. This is done. So this is already in the zoo. We can go ahead and delete it. Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Next topic. Actually, this goes over to Rian. Rian, you've been one of the first receivers of the new onboarding program. How is it working out for you right now?
Working out, how is it going?
Yeah.
We're pretty good now that I don't really need Alvin anymore just to take a reservation, so
Okay.
that's why I can do it by myself. And
Okay.
I just find like, yeah, I don't have my name on Content Doctor yet, so
Oh,
I think
okay.
it worked
Okay.
perfectly.
Okay, great. So Rian's taking reservations, and his name isn't popping up on any reservation SLA violations, right?
Mhm.
So it seems to actually be good. That's fantastic. Okay, so good results from the first fourth batch of training, and
Oh, yeah. Am I the only one just there?
you're I think you're the next person will be on the fourth too as well. You're the most recent hire. Ivan's still on the third batch. Okay, cool, great. So we can go ahead and delete this. This seems to be working well. All right, this is the fun part where we go hunting. Who's ready to go hunting? All right, let's go hunting. Let's go find what kind of wild animals are out there and put them in cages. So there's got to be a better analogy. It seems very not right thing. Let's take a look at this. All right, I think we've seen this animal before. So, guest asked, can I get a 600,000 car ride for a few people? The back is no, not. What's the problem here? Let's go to Dominic, or let's go to Wendy. Wendy, what is the problem here with this inquiry? Wendy wants to do reservations.
Let me read first.
Okay.
You didn't answer this one.
Didn't answer the question. All right. Does anybody else have any other observations from this?
I think we already have it at the zoo, right?
Yeah, we have it at the zoo, and it's still showing up. So this animal has not been contained yet. This animal is still running around wild, right? Running around wild, and Tendi needs to know. What do we call this? To Dominic. Or to Maha, what do we call this? What do we call this? Gabby, what do we call this? It's either an ostrich or a dodo bird, right? No. I think it's a dodo bird. A dodo bird. Okay. Oh, it could be an ostrich, right? Hiding the fact of a problem. No, it's not answering the question. It's a pet cemetery? No, that's. Is it an ostrich? Big deal breakers. Big dodo bird, fox. It's kind of a dodo bird, yeah? So you're not really, okay. Or, wait, sorry. It's kind of an ostrich. It means avoid answering the guest question. Alright? So, let me not answer your question. Okay. So, this is a particular case of an ostrich, yeah? Can we agree? Okay. All right. So we'll call this an ostrich. We'll card this over here. We'll put this as a second example of an ostrich over on the zoo. And sorry, Ms. Secretary, this is actually your job. Ms. Secretary, can we go ahead and hashtag this as an ostrich?
Done.
Okay, fantastic. All right, and then I think we can move this over to this side. Oh, wow. Okay, look at this. This is All right, let's go to Wendy. Wendy, what's the problem here? I know exactly what this animal should be called.
Didn't answer at all.
Didn't answer at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. Okay. No answer on it, right? Okay. So what is
Deal
that?
breaker.
A deal breaker. Yeah, that's a dodo bird, right? No, wait, that's a
Dodo, yeah.
big dodo.
big dodo. So
Big dodo.
represents no, it's not big dodo. That's representing the property incorrectly is a big dodo. Not answering at all is a pet cemetery. Right?
That's cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
It's that. Yeah. And no signature, no answer, and okay. How about we also put this in? Very late answer, right? Like beyond, 24 hours. So it's essentially a pet cemetery. Okay, so we're seeing pet cemeteries again. This is happening, I guess, in Squad 4. Let's tag the people that should see it, right? Let's tag Cynthia and Wayana on this one. And I think this was, when did this happen? This happened yesterday, actually. So, I think that was Wayana's beat, actually. So, let's tag Wayana on it, and let's tag Cynthia on it, right? So, I think it's Wayana. I think it's probably her. Because it's the first time it happened, and it didn't happen when Cynthia was looking after it. Okay, all right, anyways, so let's tag them on it, and this, Mrs. Secretary, let's call this a pet cemetery, yeah? Okay, pet cemetery. Then next one, okay, Despacito. So, hello, extra bed. Ga? Atau diperlukan sekamar isi tiga. Okay, but I think we already talked about this, right? What is this?
A guest that trying to sneak guest like I know. Forget.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Is this a turkey, or is this a turkey, or is this something else? Is it a silent turkey? Is it that they're trying to sneak somebody in?
It's a silent turkey.
Okay, it's a silent turkey. Why is it a silent turkey though? Well, let's go to Rian.
I don't think it's silent turkey.
They're declaring it.
Yeah, they might be saying that's one guest,
Right.
one guest in the reservation, but then they say that they have like 3 people in it. So it's
That's
not
right,
silent
that's
turkey
right.
in it.
I wouldn't call this. I would agree with Rian in this case. I don't think it's a silent turkey because they're declaring that they have 3 people, right? A silent turkey is they try to pretend that they are less. So it's like it's like a capacity of 10, like Villa Bahagia, and on the inquiry there's only 1, right? And you go, what? Who would actually? That doesn't make any sense, right? That's like they're going to book all of lot 3, 1 person. That just doesn't happen. So that's a silent turkey. This is a little bit something else, actually. Let's take a look at it more. What's missing here? to Rafik. Rafik, what do you think this is?
I think this one is good, sir.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Oh wait, I didn't read the Bahasa. I'm a fucking idiot. Right, it is a bit of a silent turkey, right? Asking for 3 and then, okay.
Yeah, because this listing for 3%, sir.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Because, the price is already 3%, and then
Right.
asking-
Sorry, my mistake. I
asking
didn't read the
because
Bahasa.
the
Yeah,
guest is input only 1%.
got it. Okay, this is a silent turkey. Yes, that's correct because they've input that. That's why Chris has written 1. But there's also another thing that is not quite there yet. That could be more helpful. What is it that is not there?
Alteration.
Could be alteration. Yep.
And also inform the room is occupied for 3%.
Right. It's occupancy for 3.
And
And
no
the-
extra bed.
Right. And what I didn't see here is actually this. I didn't see a special offer or answering the extra bed question.
Yeah, that is the extra bed, and also the alteration must to be sent for 3% to the guest, right?
Right. Before the reservation was confirmed, right? So the reservation was confirmed already. Okay. So this is an interesting case. What do we have here? We have a little bit of a silent turkey, right? Because they're trying to sneak in 2 extra people. We also have a bit of a ostrich because we're not answering what the extra person cost is, right? And we also have a bit of, what do we call it when we don't send an alteration to somebody who needs an alteration sent?
Donkey.
A donkey.
No.
Wait, is that a new one?
But,
We can call it a donkey, right? Sure. Okay. So a donkey is a person who needs an alteration because of extra person and extra days or some sort of thing. And the alteration has not been sent or accepted by the guest. Okay, so that's essentially the issue of what. Do we want to call it a donkey? Does anybody have another word? Maybe a donkey is not such a friendly word.
Donkey's pretty good at delivering things.
Yeah, donkey's reliable. Donkey punch. Wendy laughs because she knows what a donkey punch is. Or not.
No.
Okay. Does anybody have a suggestion for another animal to call this? No? Okay, then it's a donkey. So a donkey is essentially when, this is a host side issue,
I
right?
don't like animals, sir.
I know. Because you are an animal. You're the biggest animal at Bukit Vista.
Because I was the animal.
I know. No competition. Okay, so this is a host side issue when we forget actually to send an alteration or actually wait for the acceptance of an alteration. This has, of course, revenue impact and owner trust impact. When the owner comes back to us and says, why are there 3 people staying here and there's only 1 on the reservation? We go, whoops, right? No? Rafik doesn't see that or Rafik doesn't approve or... Okay, not good, yeah? Okay, so what is the solution for a donkey? Okay, let's go to Gabby. Gabby, I can't even see you. Oh, right, Dominic wants to speak. Go ahead, Dominic.
Answer the question.
Answer the questions. That's an ostrich, right? So answer the question is the way that we fix an ostrich. How should we fix a donkey? It's more to do with alteration requests.
Send alteration, because if you send alteration 1 day after, it's okay.
Okay, we're going to send the alteration. It can be late, but it must be sent and accepted
Must be sent.
by the guest, right? Okay? All right, cool, that's it. Any other solutions to solving a donkey? Nope. Okay, all right, we punched that donkey in the face. So, all right, we got that. Okay, so that's our second little animal here. So this, Mrs. Secretary, let's call this, this is a silent turkey, and this is a donkey.
Silent turkey riding on a donkey.
Silent turkey riding on a donkey, and yeah, that's
Donkey Kong.
okay.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. All right, one more, last one. Okay, so this is the third case that we're going to look at today, and hey, I'd like to note the bathroom is private for the room only, as shown in the pictures, the bathtub, toilet, towel, and shower picture. Okay. And the answer is hi. Be kindly informed the bathroom is shared. What? Okay. All right.
Ostrich.
A what?
Ostrich, right?
No, it's actually opposite of an ostrich. It's a dodo bird. Am I right? Okay, wait. So again. Okay, the bungalow is private. We have several bungalows, unless you relax. But the bathtub is outdoor, but for you to use, right? Okay. And then the bathroom is... Oh, okay, got it. All right. What is this, ladies and gentlemen?
Sleepy cat.
Sleepy cat. What's a sleepy cat when you...
It's a cat who fall asleep.
Okay, this I believe is actually a big dodo bird, and this is why. Because the what is the status of the bathroom at Village Chantique? Is it private or is it public?
Private.
It's private.
But it's open area.
It's private, but it's open air.
Yeah.
So we're essentially fucking ourselves right here, right? We're telling them that it's a shared bathroom, when in fact it's actually not a shared bathroom. It's a great outdoor bathroom that is private, right? So I think this is essentially a dodo bird. So this is essentially misrepresenting the vital amenities, the privacy of the bathroom. Okay. So yeah, of course, like who wants to share their bathroom with other guests, right? That's disgusting. You might go, oh, well, you can. Yeah. But that's why being an ownbach doesn't get the value that it does, right? If it did have private bathrooms, it would get a higher price. So when we misrepresent, I think, a property, yes, we're being safe by, okay, we're not making any mistakes on this. Of course, if they expect a public bathroom and it's private, that's great. But once again, okay, so this looks like a big dodo bird to me. No, Rafik doesn't agree. What is it? Or Rafik's just shaking his head. Rafik, what do you think it is? Rafik, what are you shaking your head? Oh, we're freezing. Oh, I see.
Voice breaking.
Oh, I see. Okay. Here, let me log back in. Take a quick moment to refresh. Cool, fun, yeah? Big dodo birds. See, these are things we're repeating, right?
Yeah.
They're not novel situations.
Wow.
How do you like me now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I think we have my observation is that this is a big dodo bird. Is there any more discussion about this?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so Mrs. Secretary, let's call this a big dodo bird on this card. So we can label this a big dodo bird. Ooh, okay, one last one. Since we're all having so much fun doing this, right? Hunting for animals and looking for problems. UVH, potential check-in problem. The guest requested very early check-in, and we said yes. Okay, let's take a look at it. So, hi there. I'm inquiring about your lighthouse location. I want to book and stay with you guys, but my only concern is I come in at 5 a.m. Can I check in? I'll be in town. I really guess at 5 a.m. Okay. Early check-in is subject to availability, but normally you can arrive. Glad to inform you the dates are available pre-approval. Right. Okay, what's the problem here? Go over to Rafik. Rafik, you're shaking your head. What's the issue here?
Your voice is broken.
Oh, my voice is broken. Damn it! Okay, I'm gonna switch networks. Okay. Okay, I tried coming in again. Hopefully, okay, I want to finish this before we what? Siri, get the fuck out of here, Siri. All right, so Rafik, can you hear me now? Okay, great. Rafik, what do you think is the issue here? All right, let's go to Wendy. Wendy sometimes hosts in Squad 2, right? You know Oveha. What's the issue here?
I don't understand because he arrives and he requests early check-in, but this one is over her I still don't understand what's the problem here.
Oops. Okay. Oops. Okay. Sorry.
Better is Dominic share the screen and you just.
Maybe, yeah. Dominic, can we switch? Dominic, are you able to share the screen? Okay, thank you, Dom. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. All right. Am I better? Can everyone see me now? Still freezing. I'm probably still freezing. I see you guys so clearly. I don't know why.
You're like God, sir.
I'm like God.
God.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's good now, sir.
Oh, it's good.
Good now.
All right. Hey, let's talk about this. This is interesting. This is an early check-in, but it might be too early check-in, yeah? So the guest is arriving at 5 a.m. Is this still the appropriate message that we can send, or do we need to have a different message?
Oh, I know. I
Yes.
find it.
Okay.
She said yes, the super early check-in.
Yeah, it's a super early check-in. So the flight gets in at 5. The guest might get there at 6 a.m., right? That's wind coming from Rafik's microphone. Thank you, Rafik. Okay, so I know you hear me. Okay, so let's discuss this. What can we do in this case? This is an early check-in. We do have an early check-in policy, but maybe this is a little bit too early. What do you think?
They should pay, sir.
Ah, right. This is a sneaky thing. They should pay. Why should they pay, Maha?
Yeah, because it's half day before the check-in time, right?
Yes.
So we should check for the price,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we can discuss about, because it's not 1 day full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just half day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
The,
Alteration.
yeah.
And it should be a donkey. What is a donkey? Wait, shit.
Thank you.
A donkey. Okay. All right. Over to discussion. Maha thinks that the guest should pay for the early arrival. Any other thoughts?
It's super for
Mm-hmm. Will there be anybody even there at 6 a.m.? Right? Okay. Rafik. Okay. All right. I think we covered most of the cards we can do today. Let's go ahead and adjourn the meeting, yeah? We can talk about this one in the next Reservation Guild Sync Up. So, I think we covered most of the things that we want to cover today. The next August 1st. The next Sync Up will be on August 8th. Yes, Dominic? And let's see, we need a new chairman. Maha, do you want to be chairman of the next reservation? Okay. Maha is chairing, and who would you like to be your secretary, Maha?
Maybe I'll do because
Alvin. Okay, Alvin will be back. Is Alvin normally off on Wednesdays or just this week?
No, just this week.
This is okay. Alvin will remain as secretary, and Jing will remain as the engineer. Yeah, engineer. Okay, so that pretty much ends it. We got done with both meetings in about an hour and a half. In the future, do you think we can finish both meetings in 1 hour?
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try to finish it in 1 hour next time, which means that Maha has to move really quickly. Okay.
Easy.
I know, it's so simple. Okay, all right. So thank you very much. I know. I'm sorry, Rafik. Yeah, it's. Okay. Motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion to adjourn the meeting. Okay, it's recorded now. So if you weren't able to see it, then just watch the recording. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.